How's everybody doing? Let's talk about some VP4. Let's play a tune. I haven't really played this one this much, but let's try it. Oh, look, gosh, let's get the backing track, right?
Yeah.
cool. Cool guy zone with all those delays. Yeah, here we are. And I am playing through the Fractal VP4. I hope everyone enjoys the lovely tones that we have. This is a little item I've been kind of gassing for a long time. Couple of things right out of the gate. I want to acknowledge a couple of YouTube commenters, not just on me, but on the item itself. Number one thing, why would you get this? It's the voice that I hear when people say that. For another couple $100, you could get the FM3. I hear it just with this, like, mom lives upstairs, and you're just grouchy at the world. Why would you pay so much? Why'd you pay $700 for it? Man, okay, listen. The FM9 sits at a certain size. It's big. The Axe 3, it's in a rack unit. The FM3, people don't realize how big it is. The FM3 is a large unit to me. Anything that is bigger than a pedal, this is the Helix. This is the Helix Stomp. Okay, it's not much smaller. It's not much smaller than a VP4. Imagine like VP4 is like this big against Helix Stomp. Here, look. About like that. This is a small unit. VP4 is small. So here's why you don't get here's why this thing is cool to me. I'm gonna fire off a couple of things. Yes, you can get the FM3. You only have 3 foot switches on it. It's also tall. It's big. Okay? These are things. Now, the next thing I want to address. VP4 is effects only. It's effects only. That's what I've been wanting for a long time. Fractal, verbs, and delays, they play ball with the best in the industry. You put them next to freaking Eventide. I've always looked at Eventide as a benchmark effect unit. You know, the old Roland SDE 3000s that King Edward used, those are benchmark effects to me. The TC 2290, benchmark. IP defining. Okay, VP4 plays with that. It's right there, if not surpassing, just because of dialability. So the VP4 is about size. I've got it down here. I made a video on it. I'm playing my board right now that has a Woodshed comp, an expression pedal, a Wampler bell, a gearbox, and the VP4, and the whole thing's a Metro 20. It's like this big, dude. It's smaller than an FM9. The whole thing with all the doodads. I love amps. I'm currently using that SL68 right there for this glorious, wonderful, glorious tone we're achieving. I'm running the VP4 and all this stuff right into the front of that SL68. It's how I like to do things. I don't believe in absolutism. Only a Sith deals in absolutes. And to me, I like things that are modular. Axe Effects, great. It's in the rack. It's a thing, you know. But for me, I want something on the board, on the floor to show that's modular, that I can move and I can integrate and I can change and I can, you know, it's like, what if, you know, there's a Jan Ray overdrive pedal that I want to try, or there's a new octave fuzz that wants to come out. I don't, you know, it's like modularity is what's really valuable to me. Okay. If you get 3 of those Strymons, probably about like that. If you get the Blue Sky and the Timeline and the Mobius, I own all 3. I love them. I love them. That's this much room. Okay. We're going to dive into VP4. I think it plays. I got my laptop hooked up right below it, so you guys can hear whatever effects you want to hear. I'll dial them in, and it's ready to go. So let me give you a baseline of what everything sounds like. This is just the SL68 by itself clean. It's got, if you hit it hard, it's crunchy a little bit. But if you play, it's nice. It's dark. Now I'm going to bring in the Woodshed comp. It kind of makes everything just sound a little bit better, right? kind of gives it that mixed kind of sound. Okay, now just for bass line, here's the Wampler bell. Cool. Here's the gearbox. Pull that line a little down, just a little bit. Yeah. Cool. Now I'm going to bring in my first effect, which is the Aurora delay. It's a multi-tap delay, and I've got it on the expression pedal. So the heel down, there's nothing. Or very little. Now it's rolling. So it's a really great copy of the Halo. It's really what it is. And hopefully my battery will last a little bit. So with just rolling the expression pedal around, I have all these different settings, right? You know, that's, you get really close into, you know. Cheers to Martin Miller for this lick. I love that one he does in his solo. Anyways, so that's that kind of thing. All right, now I'm going to add in some doodads here and kind of get you going with some flanger. I really love the flanger that's like the EJ Highlander's flanger. You see how it keeps the sweep and like the airplane thing going as I'm playing, right? Okay, the octave distortion I've got is something I keep messing with, but I feel like I'm getting it dialed in. Here's the regular. Here's the octave distortion. It's got that really nice, like, surprise kind of Velcro paper ripping kind of thing. It's really good. I love it. Okay, so I want you guys to fire off questions here and let me know what it is that you want to hear from VP4, and I will be glad to go get it and let you guys dig into it. Need to get a battery charger for my laptop, but we're gonna have a whole different set of problems. Can you guys talk amongst yourselves while I grab my battery charger? 2 seconds. And we're back with juice. We need this. Okay, imagine tuning in now where there's just nothing going on. It's just dead air. I don't care. You need this if you want to hear this thing. It just proves that what we're doing is live, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear those cloud reverbs. You got it. You got it coming right at you. Okay. So I'm in a... it's really clever the way it works. I'll use this as a demonstration. If you just press 2 buttons at the same time, it'll bring you into either presets, tuner, or like the settings of the effects. So pressing 2 buttons will bring you into that mode. So let's do that. I'm going to go back to preset number 1, which is this thing. Let's get that dirt off there. Let's do this nice and clean. Cloud reverb all the way down. So this is no cloud reverb. Now I'm going to slowly roll that cloud reverb in. I'm going to max it out. It's really nice. And then I can just roll the expression pedal out and get rid of it. You know, that's a little bit more rolling it back in. It's really good. Jeez, it's really, really good. Okay, so now let's let the crowd decide on what we're gonna hear. And let's go to effects. Cool. Multi-tap halo delay. Yeah, that's what I'm using right now. So with it rolled out, there it is. With it rolled out. Here comes Dave. Okay, I'm going to roll it in. Yeah, so that's the Wampler Bell, the Woodshed, and the Aurora delay. Yeah. Okay, SV, here's the thing we got to deal. I'm playing mono into the front of an amp, so the micro pitch needs to be stereo. You've got to do it stereo. There's no... I'll turn the effect on, but it's not going to do the right thing. Let me jump to a different patch here. Let's just jump down here to C1. I'm going to bring in the multi-tap delay just to where we can have it. Turning it on now. This is a quad tap. Put on the Aurora. There it is. Put the mix down. Let's tie that to the expression pedal. Pedal 1. Okay. Now I've just built a preset real quick. Yep. Oh, wait. Let's turn that all the way down. Here we go. There we go. Cool. Let's max it out at, what do you want to say? 44. Okay, so now you want to hear the multi-pitch. It's not going to do, keep in mind, we're not stereo, so it can't really do the Van Halen thing. But here it is on. Let's bring the mix of that down just a little bit. Put on some high gain. This a little bit. Here we go. Better humbucker. Yeah. It's not bad in mono. It's not bad in mono. It's way better than I thought it was going to be. It's really not that bad in mono, is it? Right? Yeah, that's really good, right? Yeah, I mean, that sounds really good. Yeah, I mean, that's really not that bad. There you go. Let's tune it down. Dude. All right, so, hey, I want to be proven wrong right now. You can use the pitch block in front of the amp and freaking fake out some Van Hagar era. What? My brain is exploding. That's not that bad, guys. Now, could you imagine how sick it would sound if you had 2 amps and it was doing it in stereo? Oh, for sure. Now, one thing that is meant to be noted, this unit does not have the multiple outputs that like the big rack units have, the STE3000s, where we could do a dry out the middle and then the effects on them. You can't do wet, dry, wet with it without having the external boxes. But that's okay. It's really, I mean, dude, the proof's in the pudding. The drives I'm using is Woodshed comp, a bell, and a gearbox. This tone right here is just Woodshed comp and gearbox. Yeah, I think it sounds good. What about 86 DLR and Vi? Let's start with some, let's try to find that Vi kind of thing. What would make the Vi? It's really not that far off from this now, is it? I would have to have a reference point of what that might be. It seems like Vi would probably do some kind of less intense. So like I would think Vi might have, let's turn this down. I feel like he was always using that like quick doubler thing. Let's start there. Digital mono, it's good. Let's set the feedback for 1. Like, oh, that's the wrong way. Let's put it 0. Yeah, let's put it 0. So feedback for 1. The time really quick. Let's put it even quicker. Let's put it at like 15. Yeah, that's getting close. That's okay. So now if we bring in the delay, let's pull this one back just a touch. That's not bad right there. Or yeah. That was lit. That's really not that bad, right? Dude, you kidding me? I'm just going to save that. We're just going to save that as 80s madness. We're going to say maybe What are we gonna call that? Pitch shifting. Pitches love it. Let's call it that. Pitches love it. That's a great name for a patch, guys. Pitches love it. That's good. I like it. As far as somebody says you nailed it. Nah, I wish. I don't know. I mean, like, if I had the thing hooked in the loop, you know, it would be definitely that thing, right? Like, if it was in the loop of something and doing the left and right. But to be in front of the amp, that's really good. Somebody asked for some telly tones, and this is telly time. It's telly time in Tennessee. So like this is my default telly sound. Okay, that's like the cleanish version. Now let's put a little bit of drive on that. That's the lick, right? Right. Yeah. I used to know that solo. Yeah, it's I mean, that's country. If I got another guitar, a proper telly, which I don't have one sitting out. My B-bender's over here. Let's use that. Let me grab that real quick. I don't know how old the strings are on that thing, so that'll be fun. Proper telly time. This is like my copy of my Jimmy Olander Brent. Oh gosh, it's not even close to in tune. Let's tune them up, boys. Let's tune them up. What do we say? This is gonna get some new strings. These strings are deader than 4 o'clock. Okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. It's like the proper back pickup thing. Little drive. Too much drive. There you go. Not a bad scenario right there with that one. So that's just like proper telly. Okay. Go back to the main man here. Okay. Now I'm going to check the chat here and see what you guys want to hear going on. Yeah, the compressor is my compressor. Somebody says, I wonder if VP4 Mark II will add stereo support to 4-cable method. I don't know about that. I just know about being involved with the building of some of the presets. They sent me this alpha version to check out, and like post alpha version, you know. Will you take part in Uncle Ben's solo album? If he asked me to, I will, but he hasn't asked me. I think it's kind of his statement for him to make. I've heard a lot of the demos from it, which is cool. Infernal says, always good to hear you play while I'm at work. Good to see you, Infernal. Dave says, can you go over the drive pedals on VP4? I'd be happy to, Dave. That's a really good question here. Let's jump back to another block. You want to discard unsaved changes? Yes, I do. So let's move this over here, and we're just gonna operate in some drive channels. So now I'm gonna turn off a couple of things. Put that there. So we got the only thing that's gonna be on right now is the multi-tap delay, just so I've got a little room vibe going on. Okay, let's jump into the drive blocks. Is there a specific drive you'd like to hear? Because boy, it's got a lot of them. Holy macaroni. It has 63 different drive pedals. And let's start with the Jan Ray, because that actually is a great one. I know my boy Jonathan Cordy likes the Jan Ray a lot. And why wouldn't you like that? Good Lord, that sounds nice. Goose up some gain a little bit. Really vocal sounding, you know. Let's dump some of the bottom, bring up some treble. It's not really high gain, it's more subtle, right? It's nice for that. So what happens if we turn that off? It's nice. So let's hit this one and change the drive to maybe a Zen drive. So I'm going to turn this one off, and let's turn the second one on. Let's make it a Zen drive, because I love the Zen drive. It's really good. Yeah, it's really good for that, right? Put on the Jan Ray in front of it. That's just the Zen drive. Let's max the gain out on the Zen drive. Yeah, it's not really a gainy thing either. Let's go. Let's turn these off. I'm gonna give you a couple of them. That's the Jan Ray and the Zen Drive together. Let's go to a blues. Let's go Box of Crunch. That's the Box of Rock, I'm assuming. Yeah, that's really familiar right there. That's the Box of Rock. I think things that you guys would want to hear would be a Tube Screamer, a Blues Driver. Here's a Blues Driver. Yeah, it sure is. Very familiar sounding kind of thing, right? Turn the gain all the way up. I'm going to hit the front of it with a Woodshed compressor. Gosh, I know I'm supposed to be talking about the VP4, but the Woodshed compressor just makes everything sound better. It really does. Here's without it. Here's with it. Wow, man. That is really, really nice. This is just what it's called, Blues OD. Little back pickup. That's really nice on that neck pickup though. Yeah, I like that. That Woodshed compressor is really, here's again without it. Here's without it. That real chewy thing. The Woodshed comp is analog. It's the actual Woodshed compressor that I'm using. So the way that I look at VP4 is kind of like I'm enjoying these drive blocks. I really am, actually. We're going to save this preset. Let's do save to C2. Save a copy. Actually, yeah, save a copy. All right, cool. I enjoy VP4 as just like my all-in-one time-based unit thing, right? Like my rotary, my flanger, my delays, my verbs, all of this kind of stuff. And then my favorite drive pedals are just my favorite drive pedals. I love the gearbox. It's a big part of my thumbprint of my sound, and I love the Woodshed compressor. It's just a analog little baby compressor about this big. The big thing with it is there's a charge pump in it to make the compressor feel and react like it's 18 volts instead of being a 9-volt compressor. I think that's really a special part of what makes it really good. Okay, let's check out some other things that you guys might want to be interested in. Hey man, thanks Plexico. I appreciate the $5. I appreciate the beer money. I really, really do. SV says, sold. Give me that affiliate link. Okay, here's the thing. There's not an affiliate link. Just when you go to buy one, just say Andy sent you. Say, tell them A Wood sent you and you really like what you're hearing. Yeah. So the next thing I want to try with it is a direct version, as if your amp died, and maybe use one of those UA pedals, one of those UA Deluxe pedals or something, and do stereo with that. I think that might be neat. Will Barton says, this is very cool. I should try some of these high-tech rigs someday. Here's the thing. I feel like this VP4 is easier to use than a lot of its competitors. I don't like the interface for most digital units. And that's not a secret. And if I had to click through the menus, I probably wouldn't like the UI for any of it. But the VP4 edit on my laptop with just a USB cable is like the easiest thing on the planet to edit. It's so easy and it's so good. So I have to say it's really, really great. Dave Lavello is saying, Andy, what else is on the board? And I think I may have answered this earlier, but for those that are just coming in, it's the Woodshed comp, the bell, and the gearbox. That's it. Yeah, I know. It's like, and look at it this way, guys. You guys all have your favorite overdrive pedals. And honestly, if you're using like a Diesel or a Bogner or something, you just put this baby in the loop and kind of call it a day, 4-cable this thing, and let that be the end of it. I think it's an incredible unit that can replace having multiple H9s or multiple Strymons. And yeah, I mean, in my opinion, I think this thing is a little bit better on the reverb delay side sounding than some of the Line 6 units. I love the Line 6 guys. I think they're great, and I love what they do. But also, I lose integrity if I don't speak my opinion freely. And speaking of that, let's bypass timeout. I had people in the comments say, "Blah blah blah." Well, you're just going to be if so and so would have give you something else, you would say that you'd like it the best. Look, that shit's not true. That's not true. Okay, because there's a couple of things that have happened in the past 15 years of my life that have, my career's grown to a point where I could play whatever gear that I want. If nobody give it to me, I could go buy it, right? And that's not an egotistical thing. I just make my living off of this. I'm in a room full of amps and guitars. I pay my mortgage with this thing right here. I pay my mortgage with it. And it's like, I could play what I wanted to. My channel is not a gear channel. Nobody pays me $1,500 a video or whatever to try new gear. I just don't do it. Could I make more money if I did that and have more? Yeah, I probably could. But the reality is, something that really matters to me is being able to be in a room with 100 people like we are right now, and God knows how many people are going to watch this later. And if I say that I like something, I genuinely like it. That's not, hey, I was paid to say this. No, like, I developed all of my signature gear out of coming up with problem solving, looking for solutions to make my tone better. VP4, I never got a check from Fractal, you know, and people are in the comments sometimes saying like, oh yeah, just because you're on the payroll. It's like, man, no. Did they send me one? Yeah, but how the hell else am I going to put presets in it if you don't send me one? Well, if I got one for free, I would say it's the best. No, that's not how it works when you're working on a professional level of, you know, hey, I pay my mortgage with my stuff. It's like, no, people send you stuff if they want you to be a part of the development of it. You're going to get beta versions. Like, it's interesting to me that that's the case. So I'm kind of going on a tangent here, and let me put a bow on it and make a point. My point is, do I love the Axfex guy or Line 6 guys? Yeah, I think they're great dudes and they make some really cool stuff. In the same sentence, do I think the Fractal guys smoke them when it comes to delays and reverbs? Yeah, I think they do. I think those sentences can live together and it's not throwing shade. I think the thing that's interesting is like, hey, this is smaller than VP4 and it does modeling. Cool. That's cool. I've got this because I have folks that want me to make some presets for HX Stomp. I'm going to be doing that. That's what I'm going to be working on all week, is making presets for HX Stomp, because I got folks that want that don't have Fractal stuff. I'm just trying to help. You know, it's like I'm trying to be an honest member of the guitar community that just says, hey, if you buy something that I helped develop, like this signature model guitar, if you buy this guitar, it's the best, in my opinion, at what I need. And I want you to feel like you didn't get it and there's some shortcoming in it. You know, the gearbox is not something I developed and then I don't use and it stays on a shelf and I just collect a paycheck from it. That's not how that works. Gearbox was developed because it was, you know, me and Brian working together to make something that's awesome. That, like, if you can only take one pedal and you just have deluxes or twins or whatever, you can do any song that you want to do, right? So, like, when you see Woodshed compressor and gearbox, they're on all my boards. You know, VP4 is on a board that I literally just went to Germany and played Guitar Summit with, did my master classes with it. I jammed with Phil X and Jared and Matteo Mancuso. By the way, Matteo is so sick. Love all those dudes. And it's something that can replace having a mega board because it can take the quality effects that I want in delays and verbs specifically, and it shrinks them down to something that's this big. That's how big it is. It puts it all right there. I look at it as a guitar pedal, not a modeler. That's the way VP4 is viewed to me. It's a digital guitar pedal for digital effects, and it's not a modeler. So for folks that were getting in the comments and just going crazy about, like, why don't you just get a FM3? It's like, man, get an FM3 if that's what you want. That's not what I want. If Fractal would send me one, I don't want it. If I'm going to hard commit to direct tones, I want the big boy. I want the FM9 or the Axe FX3. I want the monster. Give me, if I'm going to hard commit to having amp modeling, give me the beast. Don't give me this one that's still big but not huge. But not, like, I don't want that, man. That's not it. This is, the VP4 fits into my wheelhouse. And honestly, it probably fits into a lot of guys' wheelhouses because it's something that I think a lot of guys have been doing for years, myself included. You know, I started using Fractal in 2014 on the Scott Stapp Proof of Life tour. I was playing guitar and I was musical director. And I started using them then with the Diesel Herbert and the Rhodes Colossus that you see right there. Those two amps, I had those in a rack, a big rack, and effects and everything. And I only used the Fractal for the reverbs and delays. Didn't use it for anything else. Then I switched and went to the Axe FX2 and used that with Rascal Flats. Same thing. And I've just used Fractal stuff for effects live for years. And now they've got something small that fits into a modular rig really easy. Dude, I love it. And for $700, you can't buy 2 Strymon pedals for that. So to me, it's like, golly dang, yeah, hell yeah, it plays ball. I think it absolutely plays ball. And I think as more people hear it and get their hands on it, it's going to start grabbing a huge chunk of the market. And that's guys that play standing up. Do you play out live? VP4 will absolutely be of interest to you. Do you sit at home and play? You might not need it. Don't get it. Are you going to sit at home and the only time you play guitar is at home? By the way, there's nothing wrong with that. I encourage that. If you are a guy that is, you know, rebuilding engines all day or doing brain surgery all day and you want to get home and play guitar, you don't have the intentions of going out and making a career out of it, and you just want to play at home, amazing. But I don't think VP4 is what you want. You should look at Axe FX3. You should look at other things. You should look at, you know, big analog, whatever, with a UA load box and do it this other way, right? VP4 is designed for the live player. And I feel like that's something that should just be put on the marketing. I'm not in charge of marketing at Fractal, but it's for the live player. It's not for the sitting down guy. It's for the guy that's going into the studio and be like, okay, I have that sound. Let me pull up that rotary, you know, or, oh, I need that delay. Yeah, I can pull that up real quick. And it's on their studio rig, their board that they're taking to sessions or whatever. I think that's the thing. I think this thing is going to fight H9s. I think it's going to fight the Line 6 multi-effects units, and I think it's going to fight the Strymons. The great thing is the winner isn't one of those companies. The winner is the consumer. We, the guitar player, win, and we come out victorious when manufacturers are forced to compete with each other on a very high level. Strymon coming into the game 20 years ago, that was the best thing that ever happened to the guitar industry because it just shook people's brains loose. And now it made everybody have to play ball. And I think VP4 is going to make everybody go back and look at their product line, you know. So, yeah, that's my thoughts. That's my tangent on it. And that's me talking to the people in the comments that are sitting there in their big dumb voices going, why don't you just do it this way? Hey, man, you do it that way. I'm going to do it the way that I think sounds good. That's what I'm going to do. You do it the way you think sounds good. That's what this whole community thing is about. There's no right or wrong way. I mean, we're still chasing what Hendrix did, you know, freaking 70 years ago. It's crazy, right? We're still chasing what Eddie Van Halen did with a dimmer for a light switch. And he chiseled out the place for the pickup. And we're still chasing that, right? But I think this stuff is really fun. And, you know, for a guy like me that goes out and plays solo music, but then also goes out and plays mercenary stuff and tours and does sessions, it's like, yeah, this is going to be a great tool for the toolkit. And it's $700. You dang right. You dang right. That's good. You know, it's just killer. So yeah. Great performances. Oh, thanks. You guys are talking about Germany. Thank you. Yeah. Guitar Summit was fun, dude. Here's Sammy Reynolds chiming in with a comment that I like. He says, I think you're getting a lot for the money. I know some people are talking about how there's no amp modeling, but the effects sound spectacular. If you want amp modeling, don't buy it. That to me doesn't make any sense, is to see people, you know, Sammy, you make a great point. To see people in the comments complain about how it doesn't have amp modeling, don't buy it. Don't buy a DS1 Boss distortion unit and complain that it doesn't have delay in it. Like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Well, just for a little bit more, you can get this. And yeah, it's like, well, that's cool if you want to use it that way. But to me, FM3, I'm not even comparing it to another manufacturer. I'm comparing it to another Fractal unit. FM3 is too big. It's too big for what I want. If I'm as big as an FM3, just give me the big one. Give me the FM9. Give me a rack unit. If we're already getting here and it's got weight to it, just give me the big one. Like, this is different because this is something that, like, I want that EVH head. I love that EVH head. I've got a 5153 just out of the shot right over here. One of my favorite amps I own. I think it's the best bang for the buck amp on the market. For $1,300, the 5153 is a monster. It plays ball with any of these things that are $4,000. I think it's right there with it. VP4 in the loop, done. Like, that's what I want. That's the thing. And to me, it's like, I don't need you to do more stuff like that I'm not gonna use. I need effects. And somebody said something like, well, you only get 4 effects at a time. That's not true either, because you get this preset mode that I've been working on. Let me just show you. Let me go back up here. I don't want to save. Do you want to discard? Yeah. If you continue. Yeah. Okay. So let's go back up here. I've got it in preset mode, and all these presets have different arrays of effects. So here's my clean tone. Like that real sparkly session kind of clean tone. Here's some crazy reverb in it. Crazy. Now I step on one button and I'm on my tele sound. It's like I changed everything on my pedal board. It's like I went and plugged into a new pedal board. And now I'm going to go to this, like, you know, Van Halen kind of sound with like the... And then I'm going to go to 4, and that's my lead tone. That's like my main. So it's like you're not getting 4 effects. It's not like 4 buttons and they're married. You're getting presets, multiple parameters and everything. It's really great, man. It's like you get 4 different pedal boards, and then you can go in there and address whatever you want. You get noise gates, you get EQs, things that, like parametric EQs. If you notice on my clean tone, it's a lot crispier, and it's because of that parametric EQ. I don't have that EQ on my lead tone, which is this. See how dark that is? Because my lead tone, I'm going to use the dirt pedals to goose it up, right? We're going to get there that way. Fractal makes a modeler and effects. Yeah, I mean, you can get those, right? Ray Tyler is chiming in. Ray, you're my hero right now because you're saying, Andy, did you get your Epic Universe tickets today? Y'all know me too well. I am a theme park junkie. I'm a connoisseur. I love roller coasters. I do, and I'll ride any of them, but I really love good theming. A good immersive world. Theme park stuff is so good to me. And today is the first day that the new Epic Universe theme park is opening in Orlando, and with the Helios. It's not opening today, but you can buy the tickets. The ticket purchasing is opening today, right? So I had a friend of mine who is a travel agent. She's fantastic. Anne, if you're watching this, you're great. She was sitting on Go the moment they turned it on, and she got in there and they sold out the first month or 2 instantly. But she got me in for next September. I got 4 days down there at the Helios, and I'm going to get, I think she got me 3 days at Epic, and then 1 day. I'm an annual pass holder for Universal and Disney. So it's like, she got me in down there to check out the new park and give it my thoughts. So we've also got something really good for you cooking up this month with the music video to Master Gracie's Manor. It is sick. It's animation, which is awesome. I love Tim Burton, and it'll be perfect for Halloween. So I can't wait for you guys to see that. But yes, Ray, I did get my tickets. I'm going next September to try it out, and I freaking cannot wait. All right, Wes Smithel is saying, totally right about VP4. Anybody running a mono rig, it's a complete no-brainer. For anyone looking to replace their entire stereo post effects, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. For $700 for less than 2 of the big boy Strymons? Are you kidding me? It's a no-brainer. Wes says, even in my biggest kitchen sink patches, I noticed I never use more than 4 at a time. With effects channels and presets that could change 4 effects instantly, you're not missing anything. Bingo! Like, the fact that people are like, oh, it only has 4 at a time. I'm like, bro, how many effects do you use at once? Do you run flanger and phaser and tremolo and rotary all on at the same time? Of course not. Stupid town. Nobody does that, right? Stupid town. Population U, you know? It's like nobody does that. Okay, Kevin says, was that all VP4 with those presets? Yes, it was, Kevin. Very, very good stuff. Those presets, by the way, if you buy VP4, I don't get a kickback or anything on it. There's nothing like that. I don't do affiliate codes, but you are getting several of my presets. All the presets that I've been playing today, you will get with VP4. So they're in it from the factory, which is great. Dave Miley says, how are the compressors? I tried the Axe FX3 and just did not like compressors in it. I'd say this, Dave, my honest side's going to flare up. They're fine. I think most compressors are fine. I think Woodshed compressor is the best on the market. So that's something that I use in front of the Axe FX3. I use Woodshed compressor all the time. That's like my blankie. I'm not going to go out to a gig and not have a Woodshed comp. So it's my MVP. It's the pedal that no matter what I'm playing through, Woodshed comp makes it better. It's just the more better pedal. More better. As Ben Eller would say, it is more better. Infernal says you can come for the pass holder preview. I hope that I can, Infernal. I really hope I can. I hope I get to see Alex on the book tour. We'll see if it lines up with my schedule. Who knows? Dave, just go with the Woodshed comp. That's it. Stupid Town is the next song by Andy. Yeah, with its hit song, Two-Legged Hot Dog on it, right? RG Shredder says, I use a Woodshed in front of my Fractal Gate. Yeah, it's fantastic. Woodshed is the best. I've tried everything. I've got a shelf over right out of shot. It's got every freaking compressor on the planet on it, and I love them all. I'm a compressor-aholic, but the Woodshed is the best for me. For me, it's the one. So that's that thing. With that said, guys, we ran over today, but we had a good time. And if anyone wants to continue the hangs in this manner, please think about coming over and joining Patreon and being a part of our weekly live masterclasses. That's at the $25 tier. You get 4 of those a month. That's 4 live Zoom masterclasses a month via Patreon. So patreon.com/AndyWoodMusic. That gets you all that good stuff. And it gets you access to, everything like Axe FX patches that I make, backing tracks, all that kind of stuff. It's really good. So yeah, that's my housekeeping for that. We're still raising money for the flood relief. So go to andywoodmusic.com/help for the flood relief. And that is where you can scroll down and find places to donate to, like McDowell Cares. I grew up in McDowell County. It was pretty much wiped off the map, sadly, by the floods. Horrendous. We're doing a fundraiser show Tuesday with myself and Jerry Douglas and Larkin Poe and Daryl Scott. It's going to be really good. Sam Lewis, Daniel Kimbrough. Really, really great show. And that's next Sunday, the 27th. And man, trying our best to raise money. So if you want to help out with flood relief, go to andywoodmusic.com/help. If you want to join us weekly for our master classes and our Q&As where you can have your guitar and video chat with me on Zoom, that's that link, that patreon.com link /AndyWoodMusic. So with that said, kids, I hope you have a great week of picking. and you learn some tasty licks. And we will see you guys very, very soon. Be blessed.